Welcome back to another video, guys. And today we have Kyle's undefeated deck profile. We just finished here at our local, so without further ado, go ahead and take it away, Kyle.
Yes, sir. I just want to apologize, by the way, too. I've just got a bit of an illness, but for the most part, it shouldn't change anything in the deck. So right now we're running 4 of the Puyo Poemons. Basically, on the opponent's turn, you can sacrifice one of your own guys, bottom deck one of your own dudes, to take a opponent's Digimon who is attacking with the same level or lower and bounce back their hand. This combos really well with the rest of the deck because you kind of want your own guys to go to bottom deck. You want your own guys to die. So it works really good. We have the one of the classic Ryugumon. So whenever you play from source, which you also do in this deck, you gain memory back. It helps you keep turning if you're at 3 memory with your setter, especially later on. So we got the new boss monster, Ryugumon. Ryugumon's whole effect is that number one, Decode. This is the brand new gimmick of this new set. It allows, so if you were to be die by battle or effect or be removed from effect, whatever, you can then play out a level 5. It has to be specifically level 5. We'll specify in the text, right? But also, which is really strong for the rest of the deck. But you on Digivolve, you can play out level 4 or lower from your source, which is really big. And gives you board advantage. End of turn, you can then bottom deck one of your Digimon. You can also bottom deck your Ryugumon as well. So whenever you bottom deck your own guy, you can bottom deck an opponent's Digimon with the same level or lower. So it allows you to keep control. And you can also combo that with the opponent's turn. Whenever they swing, you can bottom deck your own dude, Decode, and then you can keep a presence on the board. So it's really strong for kind of a pseudo protection. Okay. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna butcher the name, so I'm not even gonna try. But Super Mega Ultra Chicken basically allows you
I think that's
to.
a good name.
Yeah. So weirdly enough, this dude's despite being a chicken, this dude's also an aquatic. You'll see in the rule box in the bottom. Basically, on Digivolve, you can tuck in up to 3 Digimon underneath this guy's sources, and then for at base, you can every level 4 or lower back to hand. Now, for every Digimon you tuck underneath, you can add 1 level, so you can bounce back up to level 7, except for himself. And then the second effect is your turn once per turn. Whenever you tuck a source underneath this guy, he can play out a level 5 or lower. So there were some combos back, previous sets ago. The main thing though is that you can play out any guy from source, and you can combo this with a Tamer. Tamer can, I'll show later on. But yeah, basically you can play out a guy. So this is a one of the other one. This is the uncommon, or yes, the uncommon one. When it comes up, it comes up. The main thing is security type +1 blocker, which big in this meta right now. But security type +1 blocker. When digivolving, you can tuck back in one of your guys from source underneath the source, and then he can restand. So you can swing jamming, tuck a guy underneath source, restand him, swing 2 more times, or swing for security type +1. You know what I mean? And that's 2 checks. So it's like, all right. And if you don't want to swing, blocker 13K. So when it comes up, it comes up. All right, so this is the new level 5. So this guy is the secret, best card of the set right now. It's incredible. Again, not going to pronounce the name, but it's aquatic and trait. Main thing is that blocker. You can so blocker on play on Digivolve. You can then one of your Digimon cannot be deleted by battle until the end of the turn. So when it comes up to this, it's like Ryugumon, Decode has protection against effects. This guy gives protection against battle too. So if you want to keep a Ryugumon on field, boom, totally protected. Another thing too, your turn, this Digimon, attacks cannot be redirected. It can't be changed at all. So they can't redirect, they can't block it, can't stop it.
I
So
feel like it's pretty strong in this meta.
Oh yeah.
Especially a lot of redirecting and blockers as well.
Oh yeah, it's really great. So this is the new Marine Bullmon. So this is the kind of the same level. What's really cool too? So what's cool? Decode level 4. So if you were to get rid of Marine Bullmon plays out at level 4, right? And the cool thing too is you're playing out from source. That's a big deal. It's a really, really big deal later on because you're playing out from source. There are cards that can combo from playing from source. On play when digivolving, I don't use this nearly as much, but it comes in handy sometimes, right? But you can basically tuck in a aquatic underneath. And the cool thing is it doesn't specify what level. It just says aquatic or let me see, it's aquatic or sea animal, which is pretty much everything in the deck. So, but aquatic sea animal, tuck underneath. You know what I mean? If you want to kind of get, there's some effects you can do too. End of attack on the inheritable. It allows Marine Bullmon to play at a level 4 or lower, I believe, aquatic or sea animal. Yeah, aquatic sea animal. Some of these cards kind of specific, but aquatic or sea animal, which is pretty much almost everything in the deck. So you can play out a guy from source. So you're pretty much getting 4 free costs from that. So we do the one rush Seedramon. So whenever you're playing out from source, it's aquatic. So whenever you're playing out from source, rush Seedramon basically allows you to swing. That one rush jamming, right? But when it comes up, it comes up. Jamming inheritable, so standard. So like if you want to do like so swing here, end of attack, you play at the rush Seedramon, swing game, right? So that'd be kind of like sort of a combo. But it also combos later on. So this is the new Lanamon, which is also like a really, really, really good card. So not only is it a hybrid, it can Digivolve on top of a blue Tamer or a blue level 3 for 2, which most of the cards in the set right now are Digivolve for 3, so you're automatically one memory better. The main thing, too, is that the Lanamon can actually search top 3 cards of your deck, and you can actually add a aquatic or sea animal not only to hand, or you can tag underneath to Lanamon source. So if you want to get jamming underneath Lanamon, you don't have it yet, you don't have the Tamer, you can totally get another Lanamon for free, go for jamming, stuff like that, or just Lanamon for game, right? Hyper for game. That is a 3 of. So this is the new Shellmon. Shellmon is main thing about Shellmon is standard. Digital Shellmon, you can play out the Tamer for free. The Blue Liberator Tamer for free. Standard stuff. The interesting thing is that you can actually do. You kind of start getting the bottom of the line. You can start seeing some of this cool stuff. End of attack, gain 1 memory. So why it's kind of cool is that you can do. You go the full line. You can do Ryugumon, swing. Ryugumon survives. End of attack first, you do gain 1 memory, and then end of attack second, choose the order of operations. You can then play out the Shellmon. So you can get a memory back and also kind of be able to play out a presence. So it's kind of cool. I only run it at 3 because, really it's just good for that memory gain. But, oh yeah, I was also going to say too, while it is a mollusk, it is also a liberator and aquatic and trait. So everything's searchable in the deck. And that liberator is really big for later on when we get to the searcher. All right, MVP number 2. This is the other bird from a couple sets back. Basically, on play, draw 1 card. However, when you do on play, play from source, draw 1 card, gain a memory. So, reason why that's really big. Oh, by the way, jamming inheritable. Pretty much a lot of things in the deck have jamming inheritable, right? The main thing too is that let's say you Marine Bullmon dies, they get rid of Marine Bullmon on their turn. Marine Bullmon will play out the level 4 from source, and that's big because you can actually retain 1 memory off their turn. So if they're at 0, you can actually take a turn. It's really good, especially if it's a Tamer. So it's something they got to deal with. Something most of them don't expect nor see. This is the new Sangomon. It's the altar, but it's standard. But the new Sangomon, it's basically a standard searcher, top 3, add a aquatic, sea animal, or a liberator card, which you can then combo that with like pretty much everything in the deck is an aquatic. And then so you can kind of get 2 cards off it. You can also search itself too. Also, another cool thing too about it, Sangomon is an aquatic and trait, and it's mollusk aquatic, and it's end of attack. You can gain 1 memory. So you can kind of combo that with the Shellmons, so you can gain 2 memory back, or if you just make a big stack later on, you can kind of get a lot of memory back for free while playing out of presence. This is the Biomon. Main thing about the Biomon is it's a blocker, which again really good. So if you need to retain game, unfortunately Biomon is a bird, so the irony that the actual bird is a bird and everything else looks like a bird is not a bird. It's weird. I don't get Digimon, but jamming blocker. So if you need to play out a little guy, you can. Later on, it's also in jamming inheritable, so you can totally do that if you want to. Unfortunately, though, with the Biomon, it is not searchable by most cards in the deck. This is kind of a funny tech option. So it's the Gomamon, SR Gomamon, right, from BT14. Allows you to start a main phase. You can take 1 card out of your opponent's stack, and you can actually make it unblockable. Inheritable, whenever your guy were to die, be deleted. You can then play out the Gomamon from source, so standard thing. Everybody's been playing this, right? But the main thing though is that in this meta format, if you're playing against Magnamon and you can somehow manage to stop Magnamon from attacking your security, you can move up Gomamon. Gomamon can then remove a Magnamon, like you go up in Magnamon X, remove a Magnamon or whatever, right? An Ace, doesn't matter, right? You can pick any source, make it unblockable. And that retains the next Digimon, so, Shellmon and then fourth. All right, so last level 3s, we're going with the Swimmon. New Swimmon, evade, really strong, you know what I mean? So a lot of things, a lot of purple cards in this format are delete, so it can actually like retain presence and jamming. And the other cool thing is an aquatic, so you can actually tuck it underneath the source. It's just better than the Biomon because you can actually search it and you can actually tuck it. So it's a lot better.
So you run 10 rookies, right?
Pretty
10
much.
level 3s?
Yep. And then we start getting into the Tamers. So Yao, her main thing is she's the new Liberator, so you can actually search with what did I have? You can search Yao with Sangomon, and then you can actually like play it out with the Shellmon. So you can kind of do that little combo if you had it on the field. But Yao's kind of main thing is that she basically allows you to tap. You can then tuck in a aquatic. I believe it's level 5 or lower. I normally just go level 4s because that's what I have most on hand, right? Level 4s, level 3s. But the main thing is you can tuck in a level 5 or lower aquatic or sea animal trait, which it makes actually some pretty cool tech plays later on. So let's say you don't have anything underneath Ryugumon, which by the way it's on whenever your Digimon attacks. So you can then tuck in a Shellmon underneath, Shellmon, end of attack, get the memory, Marine Bullmon, play out a guy. So even if you're out of sources, it's like reloading a gun, you know what I mean? It's like reload, play out, you know what I mean? Fire off. So it's pretty cool. She's really good with that. And then some other cool things too I use with Yao. It's one thing I like is the new with the new support Shellmon, one or less tamer, right? So you can play up to 2 Yaos off of Shellmon if you wanted to. Some other cool things too. Again, she is a hybrid, so you can totally go into that if you wanted to. There's just a lot of really cool things you can kind of work with the deck. You know, one cool little play too that I like a lot is so whenever he swings, you can then do Yao, play out Cedarmon underneath. Whenever he has the source tucked underneath, place it out. So then you can cheat out the Cedarmon, swing a second chat. Little things like that, right? So there's a lot of really cool, fun little plays you can do with the deck. It's very versatile. So it's one of those things. I don't think these really need any explanation. You know what I mean? Standard, search, blah, blah, blah. And then last but not least, so there are a lot of really cool options with this deck on what you can kind of play with in regards to kind of removal. So the interesting thing with the reason why I do Watsumi is because I can actually, it's a Liberator card, so I can search with Sangomon. I mean, it's one of those things that if you don't want to run it, you don't have to. But I just like being able to kind of be able to search out because it's got Liberator in the trait, so you can kind of do that. The main thing, before I forget, the main thing with the effect is it basically balances one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon back to the bottom of the deck. If you return one of your own Digimon to the bottom of the deck, you can actually return a level 6 or lower. So it's just one of those things. It's basically just Ryugumon's effect, you know what I mean? Just an option card form, which, you go into turn, you bottom deck level 4 with the option card. Ryugumon can bottom deck itself, and then you can play at level 5, right? So it's one of those things where you can kind of get rid of 2 bodies with this card, and it works really well for Ryugumon because you can bottom deck Ryugumon as well. So there's a lot of really cool things, but overall, the deck is actually really fun. Not a lot of people are playing it. I think it works really, really good against, in particular, Rookie Rush and Purple Hybrid stuff. So I haven't really lost a game against that. But it's one of those things. If they can punish wide, kind of be wary of that. And also be wary that the deck does kind of lose to, if you're going up against like really big towers, level 7s and whatnot, it does not have removal for level 7. So be wary of that. If they just hard drop a level 7 ace, be very wary. There's some things they got to tech in with the deck too. So. But yeah, for the most part, it's pretty fun. It's really cool controlling the board while playing out a board. So standard stuff, but not a lot of people run it, so you can kind of catch them off guard. So pretty cool.
Thanks for the deck profile, Kyle.
Yes, sir.
But that's it for the video, guys. See you guys in the next video.